Picture this: travel photographers grounded by the pandemic, discovering the wonders of their own backyards. Rita Braver explains.
Ami Vitale's photos introduce us to exotic places we might never go, inhabited by people we might never meet.
The people that matter the most to me is the people that I'm photographing and whose stories I'm telling.
Her work could not be more different than that of Gray Malin, a lifestyle photographer who shows us idyllic scenes we'd love to imagine ourselves in.
I wanted to make work that took you away, it transported you, it was a daily escape.
Melon was one of the first fine art photographers to build a following on Instagram and sell work online. He soon became known for his travel photos, especially aerials of beaches on every continent of the world. The first shot made almost by chance when he was on a helicopter above Miami.
These stunning geometric images of beach umbrellas, it was a total happy accident that I never saw coming, ever.
In normal times, Melon is constantly on the move, but the pandemic forced him, like the rest of us, to curtail everything. He welcomed the chance to spend time at home in Los Angeles with his husband and their twins.
Good job, those are blackberries.
He even compiled a new book of his favorite photos. But Gray Malin missed being behind the camera, so he found a project almost in his own backyard, the iconic Hollywood sign.
One morning at 4 a.m., I hiked up behind the sign with a 10-foot ladder, waited for the sun to rise and for the early morning fog to dissipate.
And Ami Vitale, who usually travels at least 350 days a year, has been capturing striking images close to her home in Montana.
All those stories I traveled 10,000 miles to tell exist right here.
There's one that's a herd of cows just all together, and it's almost like dust. How did you make that shot?
That is the breath on a cold winter day, and I made that shot simply by staying still. And it's a perfect metaphor for all of us. Slowing down, letting things come to you.
Vitale's work often appears in National Geographic. She started out covering wars, but changed her focus to endangered animals. But many of your great images also have people in them. What is that about?
I realized that we always leave people out of these wildlife stories. And the truth is, you can go to the most remote part of the planet and there's always humanity.
Perhaps her most famous pictures are of efforts to save Africa's northern white rhinoceros. This image shows one of the keepers saying farewell as the last male of the species died. But lately, Vitale has focused on interactions among her own neighbors and their domestic animals.
It was really finding these metaphors to show the deep bonds that exist and the connections we have to all of life around us.
And many of us miss making those connections in person. Both Ami Vitale and Gray Malin have seen traffic to their website soar.
People have written in explaining how a photograph of mine helped them get through the hardest parts of the pandemic. It brought them joy every day, and it took them away far, far from their homes.
And they have both reached new understanding of their work.
Before the pandemic, I always had a mission with my work. You know, there was always this storyline that I was seeking. And I think that now I go out just for the pure joy without a goal in mind. It's just to let nature and the world magically present whatever it wants to present on that day.